Oh shit, we're going. Fuck.
Oh,
Fuck,
shit.
we're here. We're here.
Stop looking at my shit.
Howdy. Welcome to this week's episode of Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. I'm your host. As always, I'm Viko, the bearded one. You can call me JT for short. And as always, I am joined by his bouginess, Alex, the Jarl Martinez. What up, booby?
Man, nothing. I'm scared.
Today's show will be another rendition of Shades Friday. Shades of Friday? Shades of Friday.
Shades of Friday, yeah.
Yeah. It's like Blades of Fury. Great show.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, I'm scared though. I'm nervous. I haven't done this in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Me either. What are you drinking today?
The Jameson.
The whiskey without an E.
The good old standby.
Very nice. Well, I'm finishing up the Montana Honey Moonshine. Super delicious.
There's like a swallow left.
Well, there's a couple more. Yeah.
There's a swallow.
And I have a NyQuil for a chaser.
Fucking A. Oh, is that Devil Pup's nose dry?
That I don't even know, man. It's terrible looking. I don't even want to drink it. I gotta get drunk before I drink it.
I was talking about you.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not about a dry nose. It's about I have something in my chest and I want to let it out. But when I do, I die, like at your house. Pretty sure that's when I started freaking getting sick. Was down at your house.
Oh, whatever. That was like so long ago.
Dude, it's delayed onset man flu.
No.
It's DOMF.
DOMF? Delayed onset. It's pretty close. Yeah, it's got to be something.
So, yeah. Or wait, delayed onset man flu. DOMF? Now we're getting into some BDMS shit. It's fine.
Yeah, we're already, it's fucking LGBT. They already took all the rest of the letters in the alphabet. There's only a few that we can work with.
Yep, fair enough. They even took the plus sign.
And the rainbow. Who the fuck said they could have the rainbow? Well, I guess that's not trans or LGBT. I don't know. It's the whole fucking thing. I'm really confused about the whole thing.
I don't even know.
I have different crayons on my shirt.
I love them.
It's like a rainbow crayon. It's like a crayon rainbow.
My favorite one's the M. Man, orange is so good. It's the best one.
My favorite flavor is red.
We know. We've already talked about it.
Yeah, I know. Just saying, for everybody that's not caught up.
Get caught up.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Don't shitbag us. For
real. We have a recap last 2 weeks.
Oh, that was a long last 2 weeks.
Fuck yeah, it was. We got headshots. We got headshots done for like 5 of 7 of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. 2 guys couldn't make it, so they didn't get featured in the latest version of Hey, have you seen how fucking handsome we are on the Instas? Mm-hmm. But when they do get theirs, they'll have their own featurette.
Yes, they will have. Yeah, a featurette. It's gonna be hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the many faces of bearded Viking.
Yep, absolutely. There's the bearded of us, which is Tro and myself, and then there's like the bougie, which is you, and then Tito. I don't even know what we want to call Tito, but
he's the face. It's like I'm pretty sure that Tito would have like the most glorious beard out of all of us if he grew it out. But he just can't bring himself to grow it out.
He likes to look like Garoppolo, bro.
He's one of the prettiest men I've ever seen in my life.
Facts. I'd smash.
Yeah, what's wrong with my beard? What, I don't have a beard? You and Tro are the only bearded ones?
No, I said the beardedest.
Oh, the beardedest, okay. I was gonna say suck it, whore.
Length, not girth.
Oh, okay.
I'm here. As far as like facial hair goes, it would be like.
But you guys don't have like hair though.
Yeah, well, get off on the 15th floor. Didn't want to pay for the penthouse suite. I don't know how many fucking times I got to tell you that.
If I grew my hair and my beard out, I would look like I lived on the street. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, funny story.
Aloha Snack Bar.
Since we're going, Aloha Snack Bar all the way. So every time I go to Montana and fly into the airport, and this is the only place it's happened in the nation, right? And I fly quite a bit. So I was there last week and, coming in just fine. It was cool. They redid their airport. It was real nice. And I was like, watch, shit's going to happen again when I leave. So last time I was in Helena, It's a tiny little airport, right? They open up the gate like 45 minutes before you even like have to check in. That's it.
Yeah.
Going through security, and I got randomly selected for second level search. And
Dude,
my beard
knuckle or
was
second
super long,
knuckle?
bro. It was like second knuckle for sure.
Oh man, did you ask him
And
to
it was
wiggle
like,
it though?
and it was like the back of the hand. I was like, if you're gonna do the back of the hand, give me the front. I want to,
Just
let's do this. We're in
get
this
get
together.
get here.
Okay,
This is a journey.
we're riding this.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so and I thought it was hilarious because it just so happened to be the TSA guy that picked me out for the random screening was a black dude, and I'm the only Mexican dude in the airport. So I was giving him shit. I was like, "Really, dude?" I was like, "Are we doing this?" And he just starts laughing. He's like, "Bro, I'm sorry. It's totally random." I was like, "Is it though?" And so we were just joking about it the whole time while he was like frisking me and like touching me in dirty places, making sure I didn't have like weapons
Did
of
you
mass destruction in my pants.
did you look deep in his eyes?
How could you not?
I would absolutely,
How
dude.
could you not?
Every time I've been searched, which is actually 3 times, is always coming back from overseas in the UK. No matter what, like always.
Oh yeah,
Like
well, and
whoever the TSA agent in customs is like talking to me. I just sit there with and like I'm like, oh, we're playing fucking gay chicken right now, huh?
oh, here we're doing it. We're
Here we
doing
go.
it.
Like I'm
Let's
just like
fucking
right in
go.
your eyes. I want to peer into your
I
soul.
bet you can't tell where I'm hiding the soap.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
last week
Sorry.
it was kind of self-induced. So I, you wake up, you like put all your stuff in your pockets, right? And I threw my knife in my pocket,
Oh man.
and I was like, like I got up to security, and I was like, son of a bitch. I'm like, it's a small airport. I was like, maybe if I just chuck it in my bag, like I got like chargers and computers and all that shit, all the wires going everywhere. Maybe it'll get through. Fuck no, dude. I was there for like a half an hour while they were checking like my one tiny little backpack, waiting for them to check and then checking it. And then they're like, finally grab it. They're like, "Do you have anything sharp in there?" And I was like, "Pens?" Like, I don't know. And they took my knife.
They didn't even let you fucking mail it home?
No, they were like, "You can put it in your checked baggage." I was like, "That shit was gone like an hour ago." And she's like, "You can go outside security and do it." And like, if there's any airport in America that you're gonna go outside,
It's that one.
and it's definitely that one.
Yeah.
But it was like a $50 knife plus like 5 years of depreciation, so it was like a $10 knife.
Mm.
So I just told the TSA lady, I was like, "My gift to you, lady. It's a badass Tonto blade. Hopefully, it treats you well. It's only been warranted twice."
Fuck, man. Fuck. Well, that's a
Yeah.
bummer.
Oh, she
Well, I
was
would
cool though. She like pocketed it like she was gonna keep it. I was like, "You take care of that shit."
be like, my name is the
So I,
Jarl.
so I went on Amazon while I was sitting in the fucking terminal and ordered another one. It was here like the next day.
Fuck it. Didn't even miss it. It's way better than shipping it. So you were in Helena, but you were there right after Troy and I were.
Yeah, it was a fucking bummer, dude.
Dude, we had so much fun. So we met with the lawmaker folk from the
Yeah,
state of Montana. They were super
long
cool.
dick of the law.
Yeah. Nicole and Daisha. And we sat in their office for like an hour and we weren't even grilled. We were just bullshitting, having fun, talking about things. And they asked me to help write like an intro or an entry like bullet points for entering into the market for me. That was weird because I'm
I think
totally the
it's
one who should know that.
yeah. We should do that after we've entered the market.
The market. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
get there one day. We're on our
yeah,
way though.
yeah.
Fucking,
So
we're on our
close,
way.
so close.
And then
You can
the
almost taste our meat. It's so
yeah,
close.
so close. And then we went to a meet and read, which was absolutely overwhelmingly cool in the fact that it was a bunch of homebrewers and one meadery up here, and like they were just super mellow, super cool, and whatnot. They were like, "Hey, we can't wait to try your mead. We went on your website, we checked all the shit out," and I was like, "Cool." They're like, "Why didn't you bring any with you?" And I was like, "Well, because we don't want to get our pee slapped anymore.
Yeah. See what had happened was
We got our pee slapped."
right.
So
Just
we said We said no. The lawmaker said it's probably for the best that you don't adhere to the rules. We said okay, cool. So then Bond and I just drank some mead in the fucking hotel room because we didn't give a fuck because
Fuck
it's
it.
ours.
That's ours. Right.
Yeah.
So, like, what happens at the meet and read? Was there like poetry? Was it like slam poetry? Was it
Dude, it
what
was a
was going on?
lot. It was a lot. So well, everybody had a chance. If you wanted to, you could get up in the middle of and you could talk about whatever the fuck you wanted to. And so some people did some really cool like poetry, like Shakespearean recitations. Almost not Shakespearean. There was shit they wrote. It was very cool. And there was other people who would talked about like the origin of mead and honey and where things are coming from. Um, I got up and talked about men's mental health. That was cool.
How'd that
Uh,
go?
well, we have some new followers, so that's fucking dope.
Yeah. So, like, what did you talk about with like mental health? Did you just say like
I just,
what we're trying to do, or
I
like what
just,
you've already done?
I just talked about episode 2, and that's how we're all struggling, and how you need to have a following, and then how we coin the fucking term. It's time for a meetup, and don't fucking take it
Yeah, because
because
we'll
it's
kick
ours.
all your asses.
Except for we don't have to worry about it because everybody's part of it now, so it's cool. And we, ironically, there was like 6 like mental health professionals there.
Really?
Apparently, they like when you drink mead, you become a mental health professional.
Huh.
And I told them, I was like, hey, I'm not a fucking professional. I have no desire to actually like sit down in a room and listen to people babble on about why they can't yell at their neighbors. But I don't want my friends to clear their mind. We're just advocates. We always say that all the time. And they're like, dude, that's all you got to do. Just say it, get it out there. And then there's this one old lady. She's probably like 68, 70, maybe
Is that
75.
is that old now?
She's pretty fucking old.
All right.
I mean, Doc and Tro are probably pretty close to it, but like they're still 20 years away.
I was gonna say. I mean, they're close to breaking the hip age.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But yeah, this old gal was sitting there talking to me, and like she's like, "Do you mind if I get a hug?" And I was like, "Sure." So like I'm not a big man, but I have long arms. So I wrapped around and she just kept coming inwards, and then like she like all of a sudden was missing in my beard.
The old hidden beard trick.
I was like, "Oh, cool. Well, surprise. Okay, you don't have to go back to the home." Um no, she
I
was
will
super
smuggle you out.
sweet. Yeah, she was super sweet. But it was a really good time. Got to taste some crazy meads. We had a Ukrainian sunflower mead.
Hmm.
Super good. I had another mead that was a
Was
spicy mead.
that
It
like
remind
from the sunflowers around Chernobyl?
I don't know, but if I glow in the dark, I'll let you know.
Yeah, flip the lights off. I want to see.
That's way far to me. Boop, boop. Did it? No, it didn't work.
It's on the clapper.
Nope, didn't work.
Oh,
I turned
nothing.
the clapper
I,
off
I didn't even
twice.
hear the clap. You
Well,
have a silent clap. No, I'm still on it. Did you hear mine?
no.
Oh, okay. Well,
Well, it's cool. So that way,
sound
when
canceling stuff. Fuck.
it's better when it's that way because like the family decides they want to be blending fucking shit together upstairs, and I
Right.
can hear it, or your dogs are fucking killing each other or whatever.
I mean, I mean, it just goes to show you how new we are at this and the sound canceling technology that's involved in this.
On that note too, by the way, I don't think that we should ever really change this because I feel like almost a solid like down and dirty feel to it. Like no fucks given. You
Like
know what I'm
nitty
saying?
gritty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I just feel like, fuck it. We're slamming shit together because it's not about how good we look, it's about the message. You know what I'm saying?
it's true. I could see
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah,
could
and
see
also
that.
I'm also cheap, so I don't want to fucking spend money on anything more than I already have.
That probably makes more sense, actually.
But I'm also nitty and gritty.
Are you though?
Okay, more than
I mean,
that.
I don't even think you chop your own wood,
I do chop my own wood. Yeah.
like into like smaller pieces after it's already been chopped.
No. What?
You
Just
got to start. You got to start doing
Oh, you want me to start chopping
bearded
wood?
Viking
Bearded Viking
videos.
wood?
Yeah, yeah, with
Oh
like your
yeah.
shirt like half open, just ah.
Bro, I'm just gonna fucking walk out in my jorts. I'm fucking doing it now.
Oh,
It's on.
we're doing a
We're doing
fucking
it.
Netflix series of just fucking bearded
Walking out in
Viking
my
chopping wood.
Walking out in my jorts with my fucking suspenders over just nothing
Oh
but my
yeah,
nipples,
that's hot.
and I'm gonna fucking
Yeah.
just cut wood and drink beer, drink mead out of a horn, and it'll just run down my chest,
Oh yeah, you better
around
stop it. I'm
down.
chopping wood right now.
Ooh, shit,
Woo,
girl, you better
hot.
watch out. We in.
Golly.
I'm gonna have to get some fucking dope. I'm probably gonna fucking start chopping wood tomorrow.
Yeah, that is tasty. Yeah.
Mm,
You thought we had a
I'm
lot of
in.
TikTok followers before, but
That is a thirst trap for every veteran.
oh yeah. You're gonna get dudes thumbing that thing up.
Oh man, I can't wait. That actually, they know what to do with that
Yeah,
thumb, the
it's all
thumb
yeah.
flick. It's all
Yeah.
about the thumb
Yeah.
pressure.
Dude, all the veterans, dude. It's just you
Everyone.
gotta yeah, you gotta appreciate your homeboy chopping wood, you know?
Backs, and I'm gonna make the weird sounds like Thor does, like, oh, just open it up for me, baby.
Yeah, just rip it open, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I won't have a father figure anymore. I'll just have a figure.
Eh,
Maybe. Yeah.
eh.
Dude, awesome news, by
Oh,
the way. Awesome news, by the way. We got a plumber. We got an excavator. We have a fucking septic inspector. We have all of our permits turned in for everything that you can imagine, including the permit about other permits.
how about the
Uh,
permit for the permits?
the electrical permit.
What?
You know, we have an electrician on standby, and we have framers ready to go. We are breaking ground. Well, it's already broken, but whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say
We're breaking ground May 1st.
May 1st.
Yeah, with an estimated time to completion of 60 days.
60 days? What the fuck?
Well, you know, like if we can get it done in 3 weeks, I'm sweet. But I'm just tired of pushing the timeline to the right, so I put it out far enough that we won't have to push it 60 days.
Oh, why would we do that? We don't want to go 60 days. That's like let's see, May, June.
It's
Yeah, we don't
June.
want to do. Yeah, we don't want that because then we can't open until July.
Dude, why would you not want to open on the Freedom Day?
I didn't say that.
Fly, eagle, fly, motherfucker.
Ah! Yeah.
Eagles actually chirp, just saying.
Yeah. I don't know. I have chickens in my garage right now, and they make a total. They don't balk. There's no balking. It's bullshit.
They're just cheap. Cheap,
Yeah.
cheap, cheap,
Yeah.
cheap.
It's like a regular fucking bird. You know how
And they
disappointed I was?
stink. And they stink so fucking bad.
Yeah, they don't smell good.
No. No.
Especially now they're getting bigger because they're like in the brooder thing.
Oh, yeah.
Never thought that I'd have chickens ever. Super disappointing though. They don't balk.
Well, you're a country farmer at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're ever single, then I expect you on Farmers Only.
God, I hope I'm never single.
Yeah, seems terrible.
Yeah, I do not want to be in that line of duty.
But if you are, why don't you just wander over to the boat's fucking Bumble profile and swipe right? But only do it.
The boat's Bumble profile.
Just do it if you even got one snick in your snacker.
It's literally at Boats and Hoes.
No, at Boats a Ho.
Boats Ho.
At Boats a Ho.
Boats a Ho.
Boats a Ho. He's
the
a
Nina,
hoe.
The Pinta, yeah.
Boats
it's all
a
right.
hoe.
He's a lovable hoe.
He's a great hoe.
For sure.
Ho show. So those are the upcoming plans. Some people in this audience don't know, but there's a bougie one who's also going to be turning what, 35? 34.
4, 5.
What is it? Say a number.
I think it's 5. It's 5.
Go get a fucking crayon and eat that motherfucker.
I think I got some around here somewhere. Yeah, it's 5. 35.
Yeah? 35. Coming up.
Yeah. Not old, not young.
Medium.
Kind of like right in the middle.
Right in the medium.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like too young to not know anything, but not old enough to know fuck.
I think that's actually any time from the time you get 35 on.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like I'm not getting smarter, I don't think.
No. But you know what the sad thing is I keep waiting for the car's extended warranty to fucking call me since I'm 40.
Like kicking in, yeah.
And I'm like, bro, totally call me, man. What are you fucking what? Call me about my body. I want to upgrade. Not really upgrade. I just want a warranty. Like, fuck. I've had like tennis elbow for like 6 weeks now. And I'm like, I don't even fucking play tennis.
Don't you though?
No. I play whack fuck. It's different.
Yeah. We all play whack fuck for sure. But I mean, you're not up there just Venus and Serena Williams and yourself.
Bro, if I was as ripped as they were, I would totally be okay with fucking playing tennis, but I
Yeah,
am not.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that both of those women would literally rip our arms off and beat us with them.
Yeah, but it'd be so fun to do.
Oh yeah, it'd
It'd
be
be
like trying to wrestle like a WWE personality, which me and Tito were talking about earlier today.
yeah.
It was pretty great. The
Hmm.
face.
Who's his favorite? It's got to be The Rock. Guaranteed.
No, we were talking about female wrestlers.
Like China.
Yeah, yeah, he actually said China specifically, and I was like, bro, she would kill you. He's like,
Uh,
I would wrestle until death. I would go until the end.
R.I.P.
Yeah, she's like 6'5", dude.
Well, yeah.
Or
Like
was? Is she
she
still
what?
alive?
No,
Is she
she
still alive?
dead. She
Yeah,
died.
she died, right?
Yeah, coke overdose.
Oh, I mean, that's not the worst way to go, right? I didn't know that you could
Well,
overdose on like Coke.
John Candy did.
On
Wait,
Coke?
Chris Farley did. One of them did. Yeah, he OD.
Nah,
Yeah,
no
OD and
fucking
coke.
way.
Yeah, your heart explodes.
Oh, yeah, that sounds sucky.
Like, like, I'm good. Not going that
Yeah,
way.
like a bug on a windshield just like explodes.
Yeah, kind of. Except for the last thing you think about is not your ass going through your fucking forehead. It's really just gone.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound cool.
No, yeah.
Uh,
She like had the craziest arc, right? She was like just a regular person, and then all of a sudden she hit it big in like WWE or WWF or whatever WCW, one of the fucking WW
one of the
whatevers.
W's, yeah.
Yeah, and then she fucking like lost her contract with them, and then she got into porn and started snorting coke off dudes' dicks,
Whoa,
and
China
went
did porn?
boom. Yeah, dude.
Holy shit! I like missed out on like a decade's worth of like
Yeah,
China.
it's not even worth your time.
I mean, I wasn't gonna go and look at it. I was
You
just
don't
like,
fucking lie. There's so many listeners that are googling this shit right now, for sure.
bro, I was gonna Google it, but I don't have like an accessible computer that I can Google that legally on.
Well, I mean, whatever. Also,
Uh,
don't Google most of the things that we say that are related to those things.
yes.
Just disclaimer.
It's gonna get
Disclaimer.
yeah, it's gonna get bad.
Vok after dark, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Basically it.
we're here for the
We're,
long haul. And if you're not, just fucking check out now
oh,
of the
it's fine.
podcast. Just the
Yeah.
podcast.
Just
Don't
just
like
this episode. Come back next
just
week.
the episode. Yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
you next week. Yeah,
So yeah.
we're
Yeah,
back
it's
on the weekly.
kind of a crazy dark turn for her. It's fucking terrible actually hearing about it, but like, dude, how many people do you know actually go down that like crazy character arc and then they fucking just hit a fucking wall of glory
I
and
think
then
it's just like
stop.
I think it's just like a popularity thing or like a Hollywood thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, I got 1,000 followers. I'm stoked about that. That's fucking crazy. I'm super
that
popular.
like for Bearded Viking.
No, oh well yeah, the TikTok. I'm just talking about TikTok.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive.
Actually for the Montana Bearded Viking, there are 3,200 followers.
Yeah.
I discount 40% of them for bots, so let's call it 1,800.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like uh all of my 12 followers are bots.
Mm-mm. I follow you on
Oh,
3
okay.
accounts.
On 3 accounts? Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
so
Well, I mean,
I don't I don't know how to even look how many followers I have. I'm
go
not
to your
gonna lie
main
to you.
page. Go to your main. Go to your main.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's the one that's like the little guy on it.
That's your
Bro,
face.
yeah, I don't have any followers. I have like 118 followers. Nobody
And
follows the Jarl.
we'll get your name out there. You use your dot card, bro. I gave my dot card out to like 25 people.
I don't go
I was
anywhere.
fucking. Well, you have to go places.
I don't
Dude,
like places.
you're a fucking baseball coach. Go fucking talk to the dads that are there.
All of them already know. You know what? It's funny. One of the other dads that coaches, like the head coach, he's like, "Oh yeah, I went and followed you on Instagram." I was like, "You did? Weird." And he's like, "Yeah, like the Bearded Viking." And I was like, "Oh no, dude." I was like, "The
Follow
Jarl.
that one.
I'm at the
Follow that
Jarl."
one.
I was like,
And then
"Yeah." I was like, "That's super cool. Thanks for the follow." But that's not me.
it's us.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not mad about it because very rarely do I like post
Respond or
original.
post.
No, I respond all the time. The problem is like weeding through what's real and what's not. as far as like people go, like bots or whether it's people. But I think I found like most bots have numbers in them.
Also, if you click on their profile, if you just click on them, and there's
Uh-huh.
like 0 posts and like 6 followers, or like 4 posts and like 12 followers, out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I
It's
just delete them because it's like, I mean, I don't want rookie numbers, but I also don't want inflated fake numbers. Like, who am I? Fucking LeBron?
or Twitter. I'm gonna start a Twitter.
You play the Twitter sphere, that's all you, bro. I don't want fucking part of that dark realm. I know.
No,
Sorry, I'm like stretching my arms because like fucking I have like Tyrannosaurus Rex arms.
I'm just gonna start posting pictures of your butthole on Twitter.
That's fine. It's clean.
Bump up those bearded Viking follows.
Holla, holla.
Yeah.
It's interesting when we talk about like China, but we can also talk about a lot of other people too. Jumping in the men's mental health piece today. So I heard a quote and I sent it to you, and it's actually been like in my mind for 2 weeks, dude.
You sent me a quote?
Yeah, well, it was one of many clips.
I was gonna
Um,
say this is hard. You have to like specify. Do
well, there was a
tell.
there was a
Do tell.
dude that said that you don't know how violent I had to be to become this gentle.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen that. I've seen like I
Yeah,
saw that one, but I've seen other ones like that too.
very similar, right? And like Shia LaBeouf talks about it, right? Like he talks about it when he was in his fucking interview with the guy who cheated on Carl with his wife from The Walking Dead, whatever that guy's name is.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Like season 1 and 2, and then he gets dead. He's the other sheriff.
Oh, the guy. Oh yeah, yeah. That guy's fucking cool. I really
He's
like
way
that guy. I
cool. Yeah,
saw
he's
him on
way fucking
Rogan.
cool.
Did you see that he went to like school in Russia for acting and stuff?
It doesn't surprise me. He looks Russian.
I know he's very fucking Italian.
Well, whatever.
But yeah,
He looks like he looks
he
dirty Russian.
no way.
Yeah,
He looks
way.
like he would fucking kill you in an alley.
Oh, for
Um,
sure, for sure.
but yeah, I was listening to Rogan and they had like this long, podcast like they do. And super cool fucking story. The guy has an awesome story. And he spent a bunch of time in Russia for like acting school and everything and saw some shit. And I thought it was really cool. I never would have expected that from a guy like him because
Hmm.
he seems super fucking hardcore,
Oh yeah,
right?
well that's the thing. Like, so you go that like feeds exactly into what I was just saying. So finish your story, but I want to expand upon that a little bit.
Oh no, I mean I was pretty much done. Um,
Oh, well, that's a cool
he
story.
he was yeah, and like I just mean like he's super hardcore, right?
Hmm.
And like even when he plays the Punisher, you believe like holy shit, like that dude might have been in the army or the Marine Corps or something like that. But no, he went to fucking acting school because he was a fuck up as a teenager, and then he went to Russia because he wanted to get away from like his, the people that were in his orbit, and went to Russia and did an acting school and came back and worked hard on acting and then got that big part in Walking Dead and kind of the rest is history. But yeah, I you just wouldn't expect that out of that hardcore of a dude because he's a total badass.
Right. So I'm looking up. So he was the he was in the Punisher the movie, right? Not the series.
No, he was in the series, dude.
He's the series guy. Okay,
Yeah.
images. Okay. We're IMDb the shit. Fuck.
Yeah, and they're actually starting it back up again with him in it.
John Bernthal.
Yeah,
John Bernthal.
old Johnny.
Old Johnny boy. So, but it's interesting that you say this, right? So you know, being gentle as the older I become after experiencing all the things that I've experienced, whether it was true violence and inflicting violence upon others when I was in the military, or inflicting violence on others when I was a bouncer, or inflicting violence that on people that are trying to hurt my family, versus now where I'm a lot more gentle and whatnot, but can still play the fucking game if you really push my buttons. It's interesting because I think a lot of men try to hide the fact that they had to have violent lives at once.
it kind of goes back to what we talked about before, like kind of trust in your violence, like
Mhm.
have peace in your violence, because
Yeah.
the amount of sheer fucking chaos that could be caused if we wanted to cause it is it dude, no sound. It's so disappointing. We got stupid microphones. I gotta do it far away. Remember we figured out this far
Oh,
away? Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's like you take like four of us and that's it, dude. That's game over. The amount of chaos that four of us could cause if, you know, somebody pulled that pin and pissed us off enough
yeah.
would be just unfathomable.
So it's interesting because I think a lot of men really forget that, like, our job really in humanity is to be the one that is capable of violent actions. Now, are we encouraging violence? Absolutely not. Because if you've done violence, that shit fucking sucks. Like, you're out of breath, you're also in your mid 30s, and you're fat
You're
now.
sweating.
You don't
You're
even know
basically
why.
sweating out bacon.
Yeah, you're like, man, I fucking fought for the good life, right? But like,
Yeah.
the problem is most people these days, most men these days, they actually do not believe that they should do violence, and which is fine if you believe that to a point, right? But you have to fucking draw a hard line in your life as to what is acceptable violence and what is not.
Like
Be-
when to choose the
yeah,
violence.
for me, the scariest motherfuckers in this entire world are the motherfuckers that will smile at you the whole time and laugh the whole time. Those are the scariest motherfuckers in the world because they do not give a fuck at all. They are mentally unstable. I am one of them sometimes. You know, you are as well. Like, ha ha ha, bam, fucking dead.
Game over.
Finish him. Fatality. But like the reality is men forget that. And the funny thing is, I had a conversation with my daughter about this. So she was like, Dad, why are men like why am I the protector? Why am I the one that has to be willing to stand up for everybody? And I was like, that's an interesting thought. I'm like, my generation, I don't have that fucking problem. I don't my generation gives no fucks anymore. Like we literally just don't give a fuck. And your generation is my generation. So we literally just don't give a fuck anymore. We're like, whatever. And
Yeah,
if you do give
what are we,
if
5 years apart?
5 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
It's
like
pretty close.
it's close enough that and we have very, very similar values and similar beliefs that we just honestly don't give a fuck at all because that is just what it is. But looking at these men that are coming up, these boys that are coming up, and that's weird for me to say, but they're growing up, and my daughter's in the fucking wild with them, and she's like, Dad, I am more capable of doing things than these boys that are out there. And I was like,
Are we talking about like New Mexico boys or Montana boys?
well, she hadn't met no Montana boys yet, but like just in
Same.
general,
Yeah.
she
It's a
it,
different generation, right? Because
yeah, it don't make no
uh
sense.
well, and like I was on the tail end too, right? Like some people still call the people that were born when I was at the end of the 80s millennials and stuff like that, but I mean, everything was slower in Utah, right? I grew up at the tail end of freaking, riding your bike outside and getting scolded by the hose if you were the first in line to get a drink out of it.
Yeah, being a
And
latchkey kid.
yeah, it just, riding your bike around the neighborhood and causing hate and discontent, making jumps out of spare particle board,
Stealing it. No, let's be honest. Stealing it from construction sites.
spare building, ceiling, same thing.
Dude, I'm way out of my fucking like you can catch me for whatever the fuck I did back then.
Yeah, the statute of limitations.
It's
Yeah,
7 years, man.
it's
I'm
way past.
way the fuck past that.
Yeah, stealing construction supplies to build jumps.
Don't
Yeah, it's but same thing, right? I'm like, what the fuck? Like these guys? This is what we have. This is
Yeah,
what we have.
this is the replacement generation, right?
Yeah, this is our
And
replacements.
the problem is nobody's okay with being violent. Like they're only okay with being violent if it's for a cause, which is really fucking dumb. I don't think that you should ever be violent unless you have to be. Your cause should be self-preservation or family protection. that should be it. Like that
What
should be the thing.
Have you seen some of their fucking causes though?
Yeah.
My
Oh fuck, man.
God, dude.
No. By the way, I want to let you know real quick. I'm getting old. So last night I was doing. So I keep fidgeting, right?
Did you hurt your back?
No, look at. I got.
Did you fall down?
No, I was fucking like doing like my back rollout so that way I don't fucking I can wake up tomorrow and not crunch and pop. And I was stoned out of my gourd last night, like absolutely fucking stoned out of my
Fucking nerded
fucking
it.
mind.
Fucking nerded it.
Yeah, dude, I fucking nerd gummied that shit. Anyway, I'm like sitting there and I'm rolling. I go like back and forth like 6 times, and I was like, oh yeah. So then like I brought one arm in, and it threw my fucking body off balance on my rollout. Fucking and then I just fucking endoed on a fucking little like 12-inch fucking tall like little rolling fucking
Like
thing.
scoping
And
yourself
I
on a fucking foam roller.
dude, I literally that's not even foam roller. It's a fucking cool like I'll send it to you. Anyway, it's like 12 inches of fucking pain is what it is.
Oh,
And I'm not talking about
Is it
I'm
one
not
of those
talking
like
about a
wheel
dick.
things?
Yeah, it's a wheel.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know what you're
They're
talking
so
about. Yeah.
good, but like I didn't know that I could get a fucking rug burn off of 12 inches.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I mean, it might be 2 inches 6 times, but yeah.
Yeah, 2 pumps.
Whatever. Whatever. But yeah, dude, fucking so like I'm like sitting here fucking fidgeting because I keep putting my elbow down.
Fucking shoulders
And
hurt.
I'm like, fucking God.
Okay.
Anyway, don't mind
Let
me.
me get
Okay.
my bandit.
Yeah.
As we're talking about pussy men.
Oh yeah, fuck you. I'm just letting you know that's why I'm fidgeting.
Yeah.
No tears, only tears of joy.
Okay.
Bringing back the violent me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Get mad. Smile. Smile. Be crazy. Fuck. No, stop. Stop smiling. I take it back.
We should take a poll, by the way. Should there be a Vok After Dark on edibles? That's the question.
Oh God, I think we just sit here and drool.
No, man. I will fucking talk about nothing and I'll laugh like Bert Kreischer the whole fucking time.
I love that guy. He's the best.
I fucking love him. But circling back, because we need to fucking stay on point here, because we're in rabbit hole fucking city. We forgot how to do this.
Yeah, I told you I was so nervous.
I didn't even know what to do. I'm like sweating more than normal. It's fucking weird.
Really? Yeah, no, I the violence thing, sometimes I just want to choose violence. But yeah, but like the risk of jail really sucks.
You know, the risk for me isn't really about the jail. It's not really about any of that stuff because, you know, like I just don't care for a lot of those things. For me, it's more about pardon me. It's more about like the example that I'm setting for those that look up to me, like my daughter and whatever critter is that's trying to date her. You know, or like the young men that we're trying to teach, like, hey, listen, like, stop playing video games. It's okay to play video games. It totally is, but like, stop doing it all the time. Go fucking out, get fresh air, go to the mountains, go for a fucking hike. And by the way, if you do those things, you don't have to be granola. Take all the fucking snacks you want in the world with you. Go be fucking out in the world.
Take a granola bar.
Yeah, you could take a granola bar. You could take weed gummies. You could take.
I wouldn't recommend that at all.
I would totally do it. It's fucking fun to hike when you're stoned.
You'd get lost.
No, you take somebody who's sober, man. Sobriety people are cool.
Who? Yeah. They
fucking make sure that we are fucking taken care of, right? And they're good. But so back to the thing. Because we're fucking getting out. I feel like I should go pop a fucking gummy at this point. Like,
I can't focus.
I can't focus. Focus.
Fucking Ritalin.
So like with the violent thing, right? It was really profound to me, and the reason why and we talked about having peace in your violence, but like I never realized how gentle I am now compared to what I was. And it's really strange because I see it in you too. Like seeing you with your kids versus seeing you with anybody else. And even now that you're doing the podcast, it's like you've realized that you don't have to be violent anymore, that you can actually like just be kind and gentle, which is weird because you're not a kind and gentle person. And neither am I really. I fuck around a lot.
Do you like catch yourself like on the edge, right? On the cusp of getting ready to just lose your goddamn.
All the
And
time.
you're just like,
You heard me on the phone with you on the way back.
yeah, but it wasn't like, it was just like a heated conversation, right?
It was,
Because
but like that was the verge for
I'm
me.
like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I don't fucking. I was like, you're fucking grumpy. It was like a relationship talk. It was like talking with your wife.
Well,
You're
that's what we
grumpy.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, this is what we do. I
I
fucking call
don't
you,
like you right now.
fuck you. It's called accountability. What do you mean? I don't even know right now.
I'm not accountable for
Fucking,
shit.
I've been driving for 7.5 hours. I have half an hour to go.
Eat a dick.
Fuck you.
Um, yeah, but you like get right there, like on the edge of just like
Murder,
absolutely having to come apart. Yeah,
murder, and mayhem and death. Yeah.
just ruining days and lives.
Everything that you loved and that you've worked for. Absolutely. I've been there. I
Yeah,
dance with that demon all the time.
that's the thing, right? That's the kicker about the violence is like one small act, and it's like I'm not afraid to go to jail. Like I would live through jail, but
Yeah.
it's not the going to jail part. It's the losing everything that you fucking worked for thing.
Yeah, and have to start over.
That yeah, that keeps you not doing that.
Yeah,
But
I
like if
totally,
the lights went out, dude, if like the lights went out tomorrow, like it would get
caravan to
violent. It
caravan to
would get
Montana.
it fuck that. I ain't even driving that far. I'd have to cross Idaho too. That would be no man's land. I'm
No.
sheltering in place until the fucking weak ones are weeded out.
Well, it was nice knowing you.
No, we'll see each other again.
Well, in
On
Valhalla.
horseback. And on horseback. In the middle of a beautiful,
You don't
glorious
even.
field.
If that happens, I'm running to you like we're on Little House on the Prairie,
Just
bro.
jump off the horse and just
There's
slow run.
just slow run, and then I'm gonna throw my arms out like this, and then unfurl my fucking dreads, and then just fucking collapse in your arms.
Oh yeah. No,
Well,
it's
you'll
gonna
collapse
take
in mine because mine are bigger than yours, like longer.
I was gonna say, I
Yours are
don't think you'll
bigger.
have dreads by the time I get up there if the lights go out tomorrow.
Totally will.
Dude, I don't know.
It'll be one or two,
It's
but
gonna
it'll
be
be at
very,
least
very
it'll be a rat tail.
it'll be a fucking hose or a rope.
It'll just be one. Like I got it for you. I saved it for you. I saved my
It's
lock
just
for you.
cut it off and give it to me so I can put it
Yeah.
on a necklace, make a necklace
Absolutely.
out of it.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
hot.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here.
I like it. Do it. But yeah, I just the violence would take over, right?
Oh,
Lights go
absolutely.
out, all the violence happens, right? And it's like you think about it because there would only be like the essential people left, right? The people that could do good for like a community, right? If you think in like
Or
a
yeah.
scale of like a small community,
Yeah.
like the people that are going to be worth the damn. The rest of them are just like mouths to feed.
I have no problem with coordinating a hasty ambush on most people.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
And that sounds terrible, but I'm never gonna do it unless you make me, right?
right.
But I'm also super gentle too at the same time. Like, like when it comes to my kids, when it comes to Mona, like we have obviously like or
Well, the lights are on, right?
yeah,
The lights
well
are
yeah,
on.
yeah, when that but that also, when I'm dancing with my demons, like when we're dancing, like I am super careful because like you can't for me, there's a fucking malfunction between my brain and my mouth. There is no filter in the middle like a regular person. And so what ends up happening is like if I'm in one of those moods and then you push a button and you poke the bear all of a sudden turns into a fucking terrifying boogeyman and he fucking snatches souls. And then when I wake up from it, what
Yeah.
happens is I'm like held accountable for some shit that I don't remember.
You're like, fuck.
They're like, did you know that you fucking told me that you fucked my mom on a bear riding to the south? No, not a
No,
damn part of me knew that.
no.
Did you? Um,
Yes. Yes, 100%.
what's the
Guilty.
correct? I just asked the correct answer. What's the correct answer for this statement?
What do you want me to say?
Like, just I don't
Yes
even
or
know
no?
what the
Yes or no?
fuck. I really said that? Yeah, totally did. Okay, well, fucking, we should not ever do that. So, But being the gentle part of that means that when you know you're in a bad way, it's knowing the difference between giving yourself space and walking away from a conflict versus continuously engaging. And the other part of that too is knowing that your partner, like explaining that to your partner, like I need to walk away. And that's the gentle part of it. It's being gentle, being kind, saying, I got to have a fucking minute. I've got to have an hour. I've got to have a week. I've got to have whatever it is. And just saying, literally, if you don't give this to me, I cannot overcome the things that will come out of my mouth. And then if you are a person that reverts to physicality, then you can't overcome that ever, right? Like you
So
should never, you know.
there's that fine line too between like needing a minute and running away,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like trying to ride that line to stay not an asshole to the people that you care about and not
Being a
running away.
coward. Being a
Yeah,
coward.
because you can't. Yeah, because you still have to face it no matter what. Like you can't just fucking run away.
Yeah.
And
Don't be a cow. Be a
yeah,
buffalo.
there's Tatonka.
Do you want me to tell
Um,
you it? I can tell you the story in a second, but when you go,
I don't even know if I want to know now.
you do.
I mean, most American buffalo are mixed with cow anyway now. Did you nerd out again? You took
No.
a gummy, didn't you?
No, I want to though, so bad or no.
Okay. So yeah, I think that line is really hard, and I think that a lot of people these days choose to run, right? They choose not to work on stuff, and they choose to take off.
Yeah.
And because taking off is easier, it's way fucking easier.
Yeah, to fucking run away?
Yeah,
Fuck yeah. But
run away, sort it out later. And I think like there's two things, especially with like relationships, you know, husband wife type things, that I've read recently. And one of them is like, you know, the generation has a tendency to run away, and that's what causes the like divorce rates and stuff to go up. Another one was it was a weird thing that like a study that they did with like pheromones, and it was there's so many females that are on birth control that meet these guys that they marry while they're on birth control, and then once they get off birth control, after like they have a kid or they're pregnant or something, they realize like because of like pheromones and everything else, they're like, I don't really fucking like that guy. Like we're not really compatible. Like it's like a legit thing, and their body is like trying to like pair with somebody who has like the opposite part of the immune system, so so their kids
to
will
be
be
stronger.
yeah, stronger and more immune to things just naturally through like pheromones and all kinds of shit that I don't understand, right? I
Hmm.
was reading it and like googling shit at the same time.
You're like,
And
what does versus mean?
yeah, what does this mean? Um, what is appendix? So yeah, so I'm
There's
going through it, and there's a lot of things like that that are talking about like divorce rates. But one of the top things is like it's just fucking easier. Just don't fucking talk and just take off running. You can sort it out later. You can fix your credit later. You know, from getting a divorce, or you can
fuck
split
that.
all
That
the
shit
shit up.
sucks.
I'm
Fuck
just
that
saying,
shit.
like
I know, yeah, no.
people,
People
like it's really not easier to run. Fucking drag it out
well,
for 45 years and end it violently.
so I heard a story on the Facebook Reels or Instagram Reels or maybe on the Talk Talks. Fuck, it might have even been Snapchat stories. I don't even fucking know. I was lost in fucking nerd rope land last night. It was fucking
Before or
epic.
after you skinned your elbow?
Um, I don't know.
During?
It kind of like became a blur for a minute.
Whoa.
I was just like, all right, going with the row, bro. You know. Anyway, no. So I was watching a reel, and he's like, this guy was like, do you know the difference? You know the difference between buffalo and bison? And I'm like, oh yeah, of course I fucking know.
Like
Well, when a
buffalo and bison or cows?
oh,
Where'd your video
okay,
go?
I don't even know what just
Oh, there
happened.
you go. Oh, you're back.
Okay,
Okay.
fuck it. We're holding on to hope right now.
Okay.
I
Fingers
probably
crossed.
touched some shit.
Don't
Anyway,
touch it.
um, so
So you're talking about like
bu-
bison
bu-
and
I'm
cow or
bison and
buffalo
cows.
and bison?
No, bison and cows.
Okay.
So a storm comes in, like a heavy storm comes in, and what
Oh, yeah, yeah.
happens?
I think I've heard this before.
Yeah, you probably have, but
Yeah, no, go. Yeah.
for everybody who hasn't, like, so a storm will roll in, and if it's a heavy storm, the cows will run away from it. The problem is the cows get tired, so then the storm overtakes them. And what happens is they sit there in this bullshit, in this storm, and the storm, when they run at the same speed as the storm, they never get out of the storm until eventually they get fucking so tired they can't move anymore. And then they fucking finally let the storm pass. And then they're like, here you go. Well, the bison, they fucking run towards the storm. And the reason why they run towards the storm is they want to get fucking done with it. They just run through it, into it,
Right.
because you're fucking facing conflict. And the thing that the world and that men forget is that we resolve conflict, right? We don't fucking talk about each other behind your back. If you have a fucking problem, and we do really good at this at the Bearded Viking, if you have a fucking problem with something that I'm doing or saying, you call me directly and you fucking talk through it with me. There,
Hmm.
like, conflict is not a bad thing. Conflict is a good thing. Healthy conflict is the best thing, because how many fucking problems have we resolved since we've been in business?
Right. Well, and I think it comes from like the small unit leadership and NCO mentality
Yeah.
of the Marine Corps. I think because you have so much of that like passed on and the ethos in the company when it comes to conflict
Yeah.
and just calling somebody out and being like, "Yo, you're a dick," or
Yeah.
"You're grumpy. I don't want to
Mm,
talk to you right now."
I do that too often
Because
too. It's a
yeah,
definite
well,
thing.
yeah, you're like you're like you're grumpy. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'm fucking grumpy. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Or like, hey man, I got some fucking heartburn. We got to fucking talk about it. Be my tums.
Right. Well, and for sake of our rabbit holes today, that
All
should
of them.
probably be the next United States Marine Corps recruiting commercial. Is Bison turning into United States Marines running into the storm.
Oh, bro, that'd be
You know what
fucking
I'm
dope. I
saying?
just got chills of
Right?
glory.
Do you feel that in your
I
balls?
that fucking
Right in
it
your
came all the
plums?
way up from the backside, and now
Yeah.
my beard is actually 2 inches strong,
Yeah. That's what.
longer,
Fuck yeah.
stronger.
Yeah. You know
Well,
what I'm saying though?
I do,
Copyright Bearded Viking Inc.
absolutely. The
Have you,
so so the other thing that I brought up, and I don't want to harp on too much because we have some fucking really cool shit to get to here in a minute. The other thing though too and we've talked a little bit about it, but I think the scariest people in the whole world are not the people that have a gun that's pointed at you.
mm.
It's the people on the other side that are smiling when you're pointing the gun at them.
Well, what's that saying? The scariest thing is an old man in a young
In a
man's
young man's
profession.
war. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Because they know fucking they forgot more ways to kill you than you know.
Right. Exactly. And that's fucking mad respect, right? They lived through it.
Yeah,
And
dude. This
there's so
weekend,
much to be learned
this
from
last week,
people like that.
this last weekend, I was at my old company first sergeant's fucking retirement. He retired as a command sergeant major, and he spent 37 years in the military and deployed multiple times overseas to combat zones. And I was like, oh,
Gross.
fuck. You enlisted when I was 3. I told him that. His name is Chuck. Mad props to Chuck, by the way. Congratulations on your retirement. I appreciate being there, but also I was like, that moment for me, like at 14 years when I got out, I was like, and I was meeting kids that were like 3 years removed from when I enlisted, and I was like, I'm I'm way too old for this fucking game anymore. I
Oh
can't.
yeah.
I just can't keep up with these kids. It's not that I can't lead them. It was like physically, my body is broken to fuck down. And to do it for 37 years? Are you out of
Oh
your
yeah.
fucking mind? Ain't no, ain't no mountain high.
Yeah, because I mean, even with us, when like, because you were in the office, right? You worked in the office that I got recruited out of, and we had 5 year separation.
Yeah.
So you were already on your second enlistment, right? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you were on your second enlistment
Thank you, Marine Corps, for sending me to be a recruiter. You are fucking a peach.
in West Valley, Utah.
I got told I could recruit Mormons.
Anyway,
Back to a different story, different
pretty
time.
cool, pretty cool. Being recruited out of the same station, even though it took us like half the time of
9
us knowing
years,
each
8
other to
years,
figure out.
7
Yeah,
years. I don't even fucking
it's
know how long.
or
Fucking
more.
sick.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
been a
long
while.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. It was pretty funny though. It's like
Yeah.
no fucking way.
Yeah.
But
Also, mad props to Carmen Kolak, by the way.
yeah, something.
Thanks for recruiting my boy Al.
Yeah, she got me at a fucking football game.
Snatched you.
She did. It might have been the bright orange Corvette's fault.
Probably was.
Yeah, no, she said that. But
Solid.
yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, you're good to go. So,
Can't be too mad at her.
but scary people, though, that smile at you, that should be dead, and they're just okay with it.
Yeah, and like dudes with like their chesty polar starter kit, and everything that are out now, and they're just like, I would ruin you. I would end you. Terrifying people.
My dad asked me, and this isn't a self brag moment. This was a moment that was funny because when I was down in town, my dad was like, "Let's have breakfast," and I was like, "Of course, always." Went out there and had breakfast with him after
This is
we.
when you left my house.
Yeah, I was fucking hungover as a motherfucker too. Not hungover from being drunk, but hungover from being tired because we went to bed at
Just
3 a.m.
hungover
Just
from
like
life.
I was like,
Yeah,
fuck, and I drove down the night before, so I was like, no sleep at all. I get to my
yeah.
house, at my
At least
dad's
you
house.
got the bed. You got the bed, so.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice. It was very kind of everybody to let me fucking sleep in the bed. It was very kind. I wasn't gonna fucking wrestle boat for it.
Right, we had
'Cause
Rob out in the trailer. He's like, "Fuck it, just put me in the trailer. I'm not cuddling with JT." It's like, all right, whatever.
I
Froze
don't
his
want to
ass
go.
off because he didn't turn up the heater.
What a fucking dumbass. Love the shit out of him. I would have taken the trailer. I don't give a fuck. Alone time's the best time. I'm fucking cool with being
Yeah,
alone.
there's a fucking TV out there.
I don't even give a shit. I don't even know if I turned on the TV. I was fucking so tired. I was trying to figure out how to use your
Oh,
shit, and I was like,
it
I'm
was
done.
fuck it.
Fucking going to bed. Fuck this. Don't give a fuck at all. Woke
Good
up.
times.
Woke up at 8. Fucking died from whatever it is that I've inherited long term.
Yeah, it might have been the fucking 2 packs in an hour.
It might have been that too. Anyway, roll out to my dad's house, and my dad's got like this cool. So when I was in Afghanistan on his birthday, I requested to have the American flag flown on the base for his birthday, and so I donated a flag, and they flew the flag on the base, and the base commandant gave me his flag, and then also his a certificate saying it was flown on his birthday when I was in Afghanistan. So what does this guy
Oh,
do?
okay. So like, what base were you on?
That was Salerno, Camp Salerno,
Oh,
Afghanistan. So I'm sitting there. I get home, and what does this motherfucker do? He's like, "Well, I got your latest DD-214," and I was like, "No, you didn't. I just barely got home." He's like, "Well, I got your old one. Cool. I made a shadow box for you." I was like, "That was your flag. I don't give a fuck about. I'm a shadow box for me. Like you're gonna keep it at your house."
like he made you a shadow box?
He made a shadow box for him of me
Oh, okay.
because he's super proud. Whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, so he's like, you have like 20 medals in ribbon. I was like, I have 36. And
Not to
he
brag or
and he
anything.
was like, what do you mean 36? I was like, well, 30 plus 6 equals 36, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, probably 9/10 of them are just bullshit.
Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit ones out there.
Yeah, and
Like,
he was like,
thanks
you
for
have,
showing up.
yeah, he was like, this is a chesty puller fucking starter kit, right?
Right.
I mean, in my mind when you say that, but it's interesting because like a lot of the men that I know that I fought with, they have the same kind of ribbons and medals and shit like that, and it's fucking weird because like you get home and people are like, oh, I want to see about your medals and ribbons, and you're like, I don't fucking know half of these things that I was given. But also, don't fuck with the guy who has a combat action ribbon and a combat action badge.
Yeah, the
Just don't
car. The
don't
beloved car.
don't fuck with the guy who has a combat action ribbon from the Marine Corps and the combat action badge. And if they have a V device or for Valor on anything, it could be a V for fucking on a fucking a GWA expeditionary medal for all I fucking care,
I
which is not
think
a thing.
I
Just
think
don't
that I
fuck
should
with that
have
man
the
for me.
V on my Korean defense medal. because it's the coldest place I've ever been in the fucking world.
Hmm.
Yeah, it sucks.
Scariest fucking people in the whole world are the people who literally will smile at you while you threaten their life. Scariest
Yeah,
fucking people.
yeah. Yeah, at that point, just walk away. Just do yourself a favor. Just walk away.
Because
It
whatever
doesn't
you...
matter. It doesn't matter if you're like 7 feet tall
No.
and you're lifing somebody out that's, 5'9" and telling them that you're gonna kill them. If they're smiling at you, you gonna die.
Yeah. They're going to cheat because that's how fighting is.
Oh yeah, the best cheaters.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, there's no fair fight. There's no fair war. Like it's not fair. And
Dude,
so if you're playing by rules and you're outside of like an MMA cage or something like that, you're dumb.
speaking of war, are we at war right now?
I think we're at war. I think we're at war.
Okay.
I think we have like a mad proxy war thing going on for sure.
Are we at a proxy war or are we at war, a galactic war?
Ooh, you mean on a higher level?
Well, yeah,
I
because
think
it's above us, so therefore it is
yeah,
higher.
it's
It's like
outside
me
of
last
us.
night.
Yes, I could see that. I would have to say yes, 100%. I think we're there. Did Before you go, did you
Okay.
listen to the rest of what I sent you?
I read the entire fucking thing and then I started Googling
You
fucking
read it? No, I'm talking about the podcast that I sent you.
you. I didn't get a podcast from you. I asked you about it.
Bullshit.
Nah, fuck you.
No, I know
I
you got it.
read no, I read the thing and then I started Googling the fucking the guy who got hit with a fucking plasma beam cutter and lost 3 fingers and the fucking Dulce incident in 1989, and I fucking went down that rabbit hole with the fucking Greys in the fucking cavern. Anyway, by the way, we're segueing into paranormal because we've talked about men's mental health, but also one last thing before we move on. Look, if you are fighting a battle by yourself, you're not by yourself. So reach out. And I'm gonna fucking say this to all the men out there: stop being a fucking bitch when it comes to this shit. I love you with all my heart, absolutely. So does Jarl. He doesn't even have a heart, but he's trying.
Mm,
But we do love you.
like to
We care
cringe.
about you. But what we need you to do is we need you to reach out, be part of our community, fucking join us. You can start off by liking and subscribing and commenting, and we'll fucking reach out. I have literally responded to everybody who's commented, every fucking comment. Get to
Yeah,
know
see,
us.
so I
Be
go
part of
in
it.
there and I thumbs up stuff, but I think that I need to make a Jarl YouTube account so it comes from me
Yeah, that's a good idea.
because I don't get
Remember how we
the
didn't want to do
alerts.
socials? Do you remember
Yeah,
how we?
socials are rough. Yo, but one thing though too, be the bison, right? Run
Mhm.
towards the fucking storm
Yeah,
because
fucking battle that conflict.
yeah, just run towards the battle, especially if you're a veteran. You know what to do. Run towards it. Run towards the battle.
Yeah, you ain't gotta fuck around to find out.
Yeah.
Just
Don't
know we know that you've already done it.
yeah, don't hit your fallback position, dude. Just push forward. Keep pushing forward.
The worst
You'll
spot ever, by the way.
Fallback position?
No,
Oh, poor guy. He's got a boo boo.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
Do you need some knee pads too? Do you want me to Amazon you some knee pads?
No, I wore my fucking square toe boots earlier
Yeah.
today. It's fine.
Ah, yeah, I'm glad you didn't roll your ankle. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And I did send it to you. I verified. Verify.
Yeah.
Dr. Stephen Greer, I sent you the podcast. You're supposed to listen to it. You
I never
had
did.
you had like 13 hours of driving and you didn't listen
I had
to the
8,
podcast.
and we
Yeah,
were on the phone for
here,
2.
here and back.
16. I was on the phone with you a lot of that too.
Okay, so 16. Not like 16 of it though. Like a lot of it for sure.
Whatever. I'm not gonna defend myself because at this point I obviously didn't listen to it and I missed the podcast and I read the fucking article instead.
There was no article on this one.
Dude, I swear to God, you sent me one with this. Okay, anyway, like
There
why
you
don't
go.
you
Okay,
segue?
okay. Check your cellular device. I just did you a solid on what I was talking about to try and jumpstart the old brain housing group.
Where did it go?
So
It just went off.
it's way up there.
Is it? Did you send it via Insta?
No, on your actual cell phone, your cellular device.
All it says is fucking grabbing my drinks. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yeah, Dr. Stephen Greer,
Okay.
and it's
Missed it,
what
dude.
Sean Ryan.
Oh, okay. We talked about Sean Ryan. We did talk about Sean Ryan. He's a fucking badass, by the way.
Yeah, so he did that whole podcast, and it basically verified everything that I was saying. Because you remember last time we were talking about, is it
Wait.
is
What are
it
we talking about right now? We're in the paranormal realm. We haven't declared it yet.
right?
Our
You were talking about the galactic war.
Well, we segued sort of, but we didn't declare it for the folks. We want to make sure we're on
Okay,
the same page.
do your declaration.
We're talking about aliens, motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, I mean, is there
Are we
anything
at
else?
war? Is there a future war? And why the fuck was Space Force created all of a sudden? Go. I segue back.
Okay, so
Here
if
at the
you
Bearded
listen,
Viking.
here at the Bearded Viking, we segue. So if you listen to it, and I encourage everybody to listen to it because it was pretty fucking profound. And Stephen Greer, I mean, I know there's a lot of weird shit out there, but a pretty legit dude. The guy, like, he left his medical career as a medical doctor to pursue trying to get these secret programs out of the military industrial complex and out in front of the American people.
Do you have one of those?
And he is one of the driving forces to that new, if you've seen something that had to do with like aliens or anything like that, classified documents and everything, that you can actually come out with it now and not basically perjure yourself or become an enemy of the state if you've seen shit that has to do with like nothing alien tech or anything like that, you know? It's got to be far away, further. Nope. So, and he's the first person to brief the presidents. So since Clinton on up, he's briefed every single president on alien activity, what we have, what they have, and just kind of like gone down the line on everything.
Right.
So it's pretty captivating about it. And Sean Ryan is to me he seems pretty legit. I know a lot of people are like, oh, like ex Navy SEAL guys or an ex SEAL team guys and
Well,
ex
he's a
CIA guy.
yeah. He was a
He's a
spook. He
fucking
was a spook.
yeah. Well, he was a spook, but I thought he was in the SEAL teams too.
No, he was.
Um,
He started off with the SEAL teams, and then he was um he joined the spook. He joined the CIA, and he became
yeah.
a spook, right?
Well,
Afterwards.
and the thing was too is like everybody, and I would probably say that there's a lot of them out there that are just kind of like the false information agents.
Oh, for sure. He
But
had one of them on.
oh, he did.
Yeah, so he had one guy on that was a false information agent, and he talked about it anyway. But we'll talk about it in the future. But yeah, go ahead, jump in.
But so I think that he's probably a legit source, right? He's trying to get to the bottom of stuff. And this guy, Stephen Greer, has done a few documentaries now, and he's got a new one that's getting ready to come out. And I already knew a lot of stuff about what happens out in the desert here in
Yeah,
Dugway. And he legitimately, and like the stories and stuff that we've told on this podcast and things that we've come up with and come out with, he literally, like in the first 25 minutes of this podcast, and it's like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, something like that, confirms all the shit that we've been talking about.
yeah.
And then like goes even further into it about it.
So I'm gonna jump in on this real quick. So I didn't listen to the podcast, obviously, but I read a fucking article you sent to me that was actually about a galactic war. And there was a gentleman, I can't remember his name, from that you sent me the link on. And I touched on it just a minute ago, but he was the only person that survived an actual uh battle with the Greys in a cavern. He
Yeah,
stayed
it was the Dulce one.
the Dulce one, yeah. So he actually is missing 3 fingers, and he has a giant scar that comes up one side of his body, and he was killed. He was mugged.
No,
And if you don't,
it wasn't even mugged. He was suicided.
I thought he was mugged, like quote unquote mugged, and they
No.
found it. It was a suicide
So
one.
so it's Phil Schneider,
Yeah.
and
By the way, federal
so
government, we're not questioning you. We're just talking about you.
fuck you. Um
Facts.
so they ruled his murder a suicide, right? So from the time that he got shot down in the cavern or the dumb deep underground base,
Yeah.
from that time that he went down there and had a gunfight with the Greys, and then he said there was like the Army Ranger that pushed him into the
That
elevator and sent him back
him
up and
up.
saved his
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
and then all of them died. He got cancer after that because of like the
Whatever it was that
whatever
went.
weapons that went
Yeah.
off and shot him. But yeah, it like literally like shot his fingers off, burned a hole in his chest, and they patched him up, and he was fighting cancer forever. Well, he came out with it and started telling the whole story about all of it, and then it started to pick up steam, and people started to believe him and show up to his lectures and his talks because he had all this proof. Because the dude had been helping build dumbs for 25 years, 15, I think it was like 15 to 25 years, something like that.
Right. Right. So
So
so there's a duality there, right? So I think it was in like 1942 Truman. Anyway, 1942 Truman. It was Truman or Eisenhower. I can't remember which,
it
but
wasn't 1942 if it was Truman.
it was 19 whatever 1939 1942 somewhere in there. It was Truman Eisenhower era. They touched, right? Not crazy.
No. Yeah, so Eisenhower was after World War II.
Right, but Truman was before, right?
Yeah, but the war didn't end until 45.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm not talking about the war. I'm just talking about like they touched each other. Like Truman and Eisenhower touched each other.
Right.
They were like, I'm docking, but not really. Just external
Ew.
docking.
Yum.
Grody. It's a
Anyway,
Dutch rudder. Anyway, and I'm probably wrong on the timelines, but I want to say 1939, 1942. The federal government knew about aliens, and they stated that there was no way to beat them. So aliens, if they chose to come in here, would be an end game. There are 13 known entities that the government knows about, ranging from the lizard people that live in the middle of the earth, apparently, which is actually why Antarctica is like cordoned off, and you can actually go past like the 134th parallel. I think it was what it was. Um, and there's a bunch of bad shit that's down there, and these are shapeshifters, and then you have like the Greys, and you have like Lionels or something, like whatever. I went down a fucking rabbit hole for you.
good.
Want to
You
know?
should.
Yeah. So, but so they determined at the time that there was no malevolent or
Malevolent. Yeah.
malevolent fucking aliens. There were two races that were benevolent, and then everybody else was fucking fighting for Earth's atmosphere. And so I was watching another podcast. It might have been Stephen Greer. Um, it might have been, or not Stephen Greer. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I was watching another podcast. Anyway, so this dude, he's like, I just barely got back to the United States, and I was like, oh, cool story, bro. Where'd you go? Cool adventure. In my mind, right? Not actually talking to the guy.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Right. And he was like, I was in fucking space, and we've been in a galactic war since 1940. And the reason why the space program exists is because we built a base on the dark side of the moon. And we partnered with the Greys, and they called them like the I don't remember. It was like the Norse or whatever. Anyway, not really Norse, but like it was like a
No,
long.
they're called like the Norse or something like that.
Yeah, they have like long, like
Yeah,
long,
they
long
look like
golden
Vikings.
locks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and they've been battling these creatures, these everything else for like the past fucking 60 years, 70 years. And anyway, so he's like, I was up there, and like so he was like, and then I just was released from service for being the first person to actually serve my full term in service. And I came back to the States, and they tried to like utilize like a neuralizer on me. It didn't take. And
Oh,
so
was it
I'm here.
Captain? Was it Captain Kai
Maybe, I don't know. It was another person. It wasn't. That doesn't sound right. But
or
it,
Captain K? There's a lot of them out there, and
yeah. And
they
everybody
did.
plays them off as they're crazy,
Yeah,
but they're like
and there was the what did they call it? They called it uh regressive hypnotism or something like that.
possibly.
Were basically kind of like what they did to like Barney Hill. The guy, the no, not.
I'm literally only in on aliens because of you now. So fuck you.
Mm,
I
yeah.
mean, I've
So
never had an experience. So I'm not.
yeah. So just touching back on it, obviously. So Truman took over for Roosevelt, and then
Boom. They
Eisenhower.
touched.
Yeah, but we're talking. Truman picked it up in 45. He's the one who called to drop the nuke
Hmm.
because Roosevelt died. And then,
I just feel vindicated because I only cared that they touched.
yeah,
So
no,
this is.
I mean, they were presidents back to back because then
That's,
Eisenhower came into office because Truman didn't get elected
mhm.
back into office. Um, and then that's where there was that supposed like secret meeting with Eisenhower and the alien races.
Where they could abduct us.
Yes. Yeah, where they could abduct a certain amount of humans
Yeah,
each.
there was a truce between like the Greys who were trying to create their population, and then the lizard
The
fucking people,
Nordics, there's like
and
the Nordics,
and
the
the
lizard
lizards.
people. Yeah,
The lizard people were actually would abduct people, abduct children, and they preferred children over grown-ups because they weren't tainted by all the bullshit that we put in our bodies, whether it's tobacco or caffeine or whatever.
they're pure bloods.
Mm,
But yeah,
yeah,
at the end of the war, things got weird, for sure.
dude, we need to talk about the occult next time.
Yeah, that shit's fucking weird.
Super weird, but definitely. Okay, so the question is, are we currently at war in a galactic war?
So I think we probably are, because there was the British hacker that hacked NASA and
That's the
hacked the
one.
U.S. government,
That's the one that I read.
and he actually came out with the files and everything, and they tried to Snowden his ass, but he was from the UK, and then the UK I think chose not to expedite him, or right, expedite, what is it, not expedite, extradite, extradition,
Extricate,
yeah.
extricate.
Yeah, they were like, fuck you. Well, he found a whole bunch of files, and it was like titled interplanetary or off Earth ships.
Intergalactic planetary.
Yeah,
Some Beastie Boy
Beastie
shit.
Boys. Yeah. So, and we talked about this before. Where like all the crews were people that he could never find, and this is like a hacker. Like this is what he did for fun and professionally. And then all the lists on these spreadsheets and stuff like that were names of ships that weren't actually U.S. ships, and they weren't British ships.
It's interesting though because he
And
stated that it was part of the U.S. Navy because they were all the USS, right? Like
yeah, it was Naval
USS
Command. Yeah,
Naval
just
Command.
yeah,
Yeah,
and they
but
were all named after like John Glenn. and Neil Armstrong and like USS Neil Armstrong, USS, whatever. But it just,
I mean, it's real. It's
yeah.
documented. It's valid. It's been released to the world. UFOs have been like officially released to the world. So the question that I have then is Project Bluebeam real or is it fake?
Well, so if you listen to that thing with Stephen Greer in it on the Sean Ryan show, he literally goes through and confirms everything, because he's like, the second I saw the Tic Tac that Commander Fravor saw, the second I saw the Tic Tac, he's like, I knew. Shit, lost the cap. That's bad news. Damn it. Yeah, I can't see shit in these things. Anyway,
Whose fucking shady idea was this?
I think it had to have been yours. Anyway, so he said, from the second I saw that Tic Tac video, I knew that it was one of ours, because it was from a video that I had been given from the 80s. And he said flat out, first 25 minutes of that podcast, there was anti-gravity technology out of Dugway, and it's White Sands, all kinds of places. He's like, it works. It's been tested. We've had it forever. We've had it since before World War II.
It doesn't surprise me.
And he said, and this is the first time I've heard this, but he said that the crash at Roswell wasn't because they crashed. It was because we shot them down with a direct energy weapon.
Like a railgun?
Like a radio wave gun. And it was a direct energy weapon. He's like, they look like radio stations or cell towers, or
probably why I have fucking problem with the
radar.
cell tower. Whenever I drive past the cell tower,
it's not actually a cell tower. It's like a
actually
energy
just
weapon.
Yeah, fucking bullshit.
Yeah. So he said that
gonna get beard cancer.
Right. He said that they shot it down with a direct energy weapon, and then they took it, and then they started to reverse engineer it. And he said that he has all these documents and everything, and he's going to start releasing them. And then on this new documentary that he's doing, he's going to release a whole bunch of them in this documentary. And he said it's almost done. And he said the reason why, he said that he hasn't had anybody on his team get killed since '98, because he's in bed with the people that want this stuff to be released and want this like shadow government thing to go away.
That'd be really
and
nice.
They can't hold the power. So he's in bed with like the opposite team that's trying to get this thing released. So he has like this private security that's supposed to be insane, right? So nobody's died since like '98. And he said that he's gone to and seen over a dozen different cases where people have made generators, like power generators, out of things that are like the size of a shoebox and the size of like a cigarette carton, that can produce free energy just from the ether and everything like that. It's pretty fascinating. And like, he's like, but they're afraid to patent it, or when they go to patent it, they end up dead. He's like, so I'm encouraging anybody that's listening to it to email us and talk to us, because once we know what it is and that it works, we'll bring you under our protection and we'll help you. And he said the most important thing to do is, once you're on, we do it and we release it without the patent, so everybody can have it. Kind of like when, kind of like what was it, when people got sick, they just released the doc that they came, I think it was like no, it wasn't the polio vaccine, it was something else, but just released it to everybody. It was free. So to help the world, he said just release it to everybody, and then have the scientists go through, double check it, and prove that it works, and then patent the stuff that you're going to run off it, and that's it. And he said these things are super easy to make, but
It
people
makes
just
it.
keep getting taken out.
Oh yeah, well it makes sense though, right? So, my belief is that we are currently at war in an intergalactic war, and that's the bigger picture. I think there's a shadow government, like you stated, that is actually at war, and it's a global government, and all the shit on the surface level is literally shit to keep us all distracted, so we don't look to the skies. So you look back in time, all the way up until like cataclysmic events happened in humanity, we would look at the stars. We would look at the sky. They would dictate the coming and going of like everything, right? People back in the day were able to fucking make like these huge monoliths, which we talked about before, with nothing, according to us. Not, I
Right.
mean, I feel like we regressed, right? Technologically, we've regressed.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel
I
like
think
we
we were way
fell.
smarter.
Yeah, we were way smarter back then, and now, and we used different tool sets, and now we are like we something happened, a cataclysmic event happened, whether it was alien involved or not, doesn't matter.
Well, like they're
And
calling
then
them
we
like
had a reset.
resets.
Yeah,
They're
well, like
calling
a
them
reset.
resets.
Yeah. There was a reset that happened, and now we're on our way. And you look at it, and I think like we are currently at war. And I also believe that we, as a human race, actually originally are from Mars. So an
I've
interesting
seen
thing.
that like as like
I
seeding.
so they did a the Mars rovers, like all of them. They did an isotope variance check on Mars. And they found it that in that isotope variance check that there was a nuclear holocaust that happened that killed Mars.
Yeah, there's radiation. Something went off.
There's one isotope that is known for nuclear bombs, and it killed everything. That's why there's water on Mars. That's why there's fucking like bacteria on Mars. That's why there's the like frozen bacteria, because Mars hasn't recovered from it yet. So here's a fucking trip, right? How does this make sense? Or what do you think about this? So we're currently at war, a galactic war that we don't hear about. There's a future war coming. Our current ability to defend the world is based off of the fact that nobody's malevolent. They're all benevolent except for the fucking lizard people who are now in control of all the major aspects of the world. Um, but like we literally have a history on a different world, and that different world's history translated over here. So we talk about the Stargate, like we've not really touched on it, but you'd like Stargate, right? Like SG-1 or whatever the fuck it was with MacGyver or Kurt Russell, depending on what you wanted, right? What version you liked better. But like there were Stargates and there was mathematical equations, and now there is mathematical equations again for time travel. And those things now are all leading up to this current piece. So Trump goes in office, and all of a sudden we need to have a space force. Well, why do we need to have a space force? He tells us because we need to worry about like attacks from you know Russian or Chinese fucking satellites. Look, man, if you looked at those satellites, you wouldn't have to fucking worry about shit because if they pushed, so based off the knowledge known, right, an object in motion, it stays in motion until it's acted upon by another force. So if you have a space station that has limited fuel and it's floating around in space, and you shoot a fucking rocket, what happens to that space station? It
Pushes off
gone
the other way, yeah.
it gone, right? That's not a fucking real thing. That's literally not the thing. The amount of force that it would take to push that rocket down and keep the fucking space station in the same fucking level of orbit or close to it, like there's not enough fucking fuel on a space station to do that. They used all their fuel to get there. They're not staying there. Like they don't. Once you're in orbit, you stay in orbit, right?
Are you saying like once like something docks with it and then pushes off?
Yeah, because they only have like a little tiny bit, but like you shooting a rocket at Earth that has a fucking nuclear bomb on it to fucking engage with us, which is
So
the
you're
point.
talking about, so I think yeah, so I think you're talking about like different satellites and stuff like that.
Well, I'm talking about space stations, right? The Chinese space station. So like the theory was that like if China wanted to fight us, we needed a space force to fight them in space and deter those things, like the was it a Star Wars program, the Reagan instituted,
Yeah,
right?
and that, yeah,
So,
and
but
that
this is
was,
now an entire branch of service. It's a real branch of service. So why did Trump really do it? You tell me, don't tell me about the bullshit
yeah,
fucking lie.
I think that he did it because I think he's one of the ones that wants to uncover it. And there's a lot of things that I disagree with on how like Stephen Greer has gone about, like, if I die, these files are getting released. This is the linchpin. This is this is it, right? If you kill me, this is the dead man switch, and he all the files are supposed to be released, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff that gets released to a bunch of celebrities and stuff like that that he knows and that we're interested in it. And I know we don't like to get too political on this, but some of the celebrities and stuff that he named specifically were like Epstein Island, like pedo
Yeah,
people. But what he's doing makes perfect sense because these people have millions of followers
yeah, dude. They're
and they've agreed to push the message and get the stuff out.
there's so much to talk about on it.
Yeah, like
The
you could
thing
go
is,
forever.
we could literally go down like 12 million rabbit holes because I've been down like at least five,
Hmm.
and they were never ending rabbit holes, by the way. So fuck you. You're
Well,
welcome.
they're very interconnected. So, like, one of the ones that I think you're probably talking about was Randy Kramer. So, and he was called Captain K. Like in his, they did like the hypnotic regression and stuff on him, and he was part of the MDF, the Mars Defense Force. And then there was the lunar station, and he was one of the ones that said that you could go outside in Mars and there was air. You could breathe it. It took a while for you to understand how to breathe it and not panic because you're not getting as much air, but there was air.
Probably from the
And
bacteria that's there.
well, there's also some scientists that say that because of when we go outside, we sunburn
Hmm.
and things like that we were not made for Earth because we were we were implanted here or something.
From Mars.
And
Yeah.
and the atmosphere on Mars was much more protective, and the way we shrink when we get older is because there's so much more gravity on Earth than there was on Mars and stuff like that. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes along
Well,
that.
they
But
also
it's
reference like the Bible with that shit too. Like Moses was 900 years old or whatever, because like the gravity and everything else there was better for us, and like there's like so many weird correlations and shit like that, right? Like
yeah, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that I've seen too about like
d- I can't
them.
imagine living to be 900 years old. I'm 40 years old and I crunch now. Can you imagine being fucking crunchy at 900?
You wouldn't have even gone through puberty yet at 40.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
But can you imagine that though? Like think about it. Like you're like, hey, we're going to Mars. You go to Mars, all of a sudden you're fucking 843.
I mean, it'd be pretty cool.
And dude, fucking living that long?
You'd get to see a lot of shit
I've
and
already
like
seen a lot of shit. I'm fucking
influence a lot of
over
shit.
it. Nah. Anyway.
Can't be over it yet.
No, I'm just
So,
over like I'm over getting old, I guess is what I'm saying.
right, but
And
when you live to 900, you don't even hit puberty until like 150 years old.
You think that's when you hit it? It's more like probably 300.
I mean, tomato, tomato. I don't know.
They were sound in judgment back then.
Quarter life crisis
Not really at all. A
or
quarter life crisis.
third life crisis. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I definitely think there's something more going on.
I agree.
We're not being told about it. This guy confirmed a whole lot of what I already was about 90% sure that I knew about Dugway. And
100% of me really at this point, dude, is like, I have to fucking worry about that. I have a ghost. I've dealt with the fucking things on the native reservation. It's dark outside, so I ain't fucking talking about it.
right.
And I fucking dealt with the Squatch. I don't fucking want to deal with this one too. That's a
Yeah,
lot, man.
I
One
think
man can't handle four things. I can
I
handle
think
three.
this one's less heavy, but
I don't think so.
there's a lot of people that talk about like we're at each other's throats, right?
Hmm.
Like economically, we're doing proxy wars against each other and all of it. But if there was some kind of alien threat that came,
Would be so fucked.
we'd be 1,000% united. We would be the Afghani rebels.
Oh, fair enough. So
You know what I mean?
do you think that Project Bluebeam is fake or real then?
Project what?
Bluebeam.
Oh, you know, I think it's definitely real.
So they're gonna fake a fucking alien invasion, even though that we're partnered with the aliens in a galactic war.
So
How
the
fucking
way he was
dark?
talking about it is that we have the anti-gravity technology. We've been using it forever. Remember the quote that I told you about Ben Rich that was the CEO and director of Skunkworks, Lockheed Martin, where he said that we now have the technology to take ET home.
Cool quote. I don't remember that, but now I know.
And he said that we have things that are far advanced, more way further advanced than like the things you see in Star Trek.
Yeah.
And it's true based off of what this guy, this doctor says, and based off of what a million other people have said that have seen it, that are on the internet. Now there's a protection program for them, and they can't be prosecuted for coming forward with this classified information,
Hmm.
or whistleblower stuff. And things are going to get real, dude. I think by the
So,
time that like 2030 comes around, I think that we're definitely going to know more.
I
And
think.
with my thought is everybody's trying to devalue the dollar right now, right?
Mhm.
And beat up on the US because we have a weak president and the economy's rough because of post-COVID stuff and everything. But my thoughts is probably in the next 5 to 10 years, these tiny little 0 point energy generators are going to come out on the market. People are going to be able to buy them for 50s and hundreds of dollars because they're going to be cheap,
Nice.
and they're going to be able to run their cars, their trucks, their homes, and everything off it. And the oil industry and the big industrial stuff will not even be able to stop it.
So I think we have to put a pin in this. There needs to be a part two and a
Definitely.
part three
Maybe.
because we had time. We're at time
Ooh,
because I have learned this. Our listeners do not appreciate a 2 hour podcast. They do appreciate an hour 45 though.
they have our attention span.
That they have better than our attention span. We've literally been down 47 rabbit holes today,
That's
and
true.
I have never been to fucking Wonderland.
Keep up, folks.
Keep up, Alice.
Do it.
By the way, whenever the Jarl goes down these fucking rabbit holes, he is Alice.
Oh,
He's his
yeah.
alter
But
ego.
go ahead, start Googling. Follow me
Hmm.
down the rabbit hole. You will be stuck there and you'll become a believer.
Yep, absolutely. So with all of that fucking great knowledge and the fact that we haven't done the podcast in 2 weeks, we forgot how to do this shit, which is interesting. Podcasts are weird.
Podcasts are super weird.
I want to do a huge shout out to two specific people. So I want to do a
very
shout out.
Specific people.
Yeah, I want to do a shout out to Martin Antonio for Life on the Lam, allowing us to use that. Go follow him. He's got the voice of a demon, but the demon that makes your panties wet.
Something.
And then also Michael Summers, who's allowing us to use one of his songs as our outro. I'm going to mix and match, though.
Yeah.
So listen up all the way to the end, because the outro is going to be dope this year. Or today. Not this year. Whatever.
Today.
I've been drinking.
Are we in
I've
a
been
new year?
drinking.
No,
drinking.
2023.
Yeah, fuck it. Whatever. I've been drinking. Of course, thank you to the Bearded Viking, you wonderful bitches, you, for paying for all of the fun jazz and the opportunity for us to do this. Shout out to Rogue Industries for putting together dope shirts like this one that I'm wearing.
Oh, and this one.
Oh, I don't have one of those. Fuck you too.
Yeah, you never asked.
Reach out to Justine. She'll take care of you. Alex is too busy doing other dumb shit with me.
Yeah, it's JT's fault. Michael Summers and Martin Antonio.
Yep.
If you're listening, go check their shit out now.
Do it.
Because just like 0 Point Energy, these fucking guys are going to blow up so fast. So fast.
They're also writing songs for the Bearded Viking.
Fucking outlaw motherfucking country.
Yeah. Cowboys, Vikings, outlaws. However you want to do it.
It's real
It's a
stuff.
real thing. It's a fucking real thing. Shout out to Boss Graphic Design. Thanks for designing our fucking sweet swag. Oh, by the way, there is a super dope fucking Vox Squatch shirt coming out. If you don't know what that means, then you have not done that. Any research at all. Follow us. You have no fucking clue. High vis.
Look out, bitches. It's coming at you.
And if you don't know, also, huge shout out to Irreverent Warriors. We will be fucking rolling in force as much as we can for the Salt Lake and Bozeman hike. I don't know if I'll be in the Salt Lake hike because I have to prep for Africa. So I don't know if I'll be there.
Does it rain down there in Africa?
Yeah, it does rain down in Africa. I wish we had a fucking soundboard.
Be on the lookout for Bearded Viking Silkies. It might be a thing. Might not be.
Yeah, if you ain't rocking the Silkies, then you're rocking the jorts. Those are on the way. There's
probably going to be a plethora of Bearded Viking Silkies in and or around the Salt Lake and the
Bozeman hike. Maybe even Boise. Maybe Boise. We'll see what's up with that. Yeah.
All shapes and sizes. But
Have Silkies will travel.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a big boy, order size down.
Yeah.
We want those fuckers to be tight.
Put the codpiece in.
Yeah.
Be the David Bowie of the people.
Yeah. Shake it 3 times.
Absolutely. Now, with that being said, though, I am Viko, the bearded one. You can call me JT for short.
And I'm the Jarl. Stay weird, beardos.
And cheers, motherfuckers. Solid cast, bro. Solid cast. We forgot how we do most of the things. Fine.
You know what you're doing. You've played this game before. Your mind was made up once you walk through the door. There you go dancing dirty, hips moving all back and forth, making them sexy eyes. Got 'em big hand for more. Here you come walking over with sin in your hand. That's hard and I fight it. I step up, I give in. You're a bad news woman. I should have known better. Moment that I saw your face, just something about you puts me into a haze.